Cecil is cooked when Mark gets back to Earth, because in Season 4, Episode 5 of Invincible, we saw as Mark and the others finally stumble upon Conquest in the depths of space as they're on the way to join the Viltrumite War. And just like in the comics, at first Mark is shocked over seeing Conquest here, since of course Cecil literally showed Mark his body and that he was dead. But we know that what Cecil showed Mark was just a decoy, with Conquest escaping at the very beginning of this season as he went back and reported to the King Regent, Thrag. Now in the episode, as everyone starts fighting, the first one to go after our big lovable beast is Oliver, who of course has this delusion that he was actually helpful beyond just being a distraction the first time that they met, as Conquest tells Oliver that they should pick up where they left off. But things go a little different here. Oliver actually lands some hits on Conquest that make the beast react in pain. He even dodges an attack and goes over to the other side and tries bashing him in Conquest's spine. Something that finally gets a reaction out of the guy as he grabs Oliver's head. And I really like how we're constantly reminded that Nolan and the other Viltrumites aren't all that different from each other, because Conquest nearly does exactly what Omni-Man did to Red Rush in episode 1 here, allowing the hero to just repeatedly punch his chest to no effect as he squeezes his head as hard as possible. Here, Oliver is probably lucky that one of Conquest's arms is mechanical, because it probably doesn't have the same grip strength as his actual hand, as just in time, Nolan comes flying in to knock Conquest away, and that's where these two share a moment. In the show, Conquest fanboys over finally being able to go one-on-one with Nolan the traitor, as he tells Nolan that he always liked him and even laughs over how Nolan is a man of few words. However, in the comics, their conversation is a little different, with Conquest adding in that he's already met Mark before and that Mark has become powerful, almost stronger than Nolan himself, and he must be so proud of him. At that moment, Mark easily knocks Conquest away, with Nolan telling him to be careful and trying to explain just how dangerous Conquest is. But Mark replies telling his father that he's already fought Conquest before and knows that he can handle it this time. This doesn't happen in the show, where it's played up for a little more drama, but another example of cut dialogue is actually Mark and Conquest talking about just how he's alive, as Conquest says he woke up in a metal box and Mark says that Cecil must have kept him alive, saying, "When I see him again," as he goes back to focusing on the fight. But next, let's explain exactly what happens when Mark does return back to Earth.